Today, as I stand before this august house, I feel I'm going to be a part of history as we look to undertake the biggest economic reform in our country since 1991. Moreover, as the Rajya Sabha showed on Wednesday, such an effort is a testimony to our cooperative nature and showcases our legislative coordination at its best. Yet again, this highlights our government's and Prime Minister Modi ji's effort to further the idea of Team India and engage all stakeholders actively in pushing big-ticket reform in the country. The implementation of GST would result in a unified national market with seamless flow of goods and services and a simpler taxation structure. At the time, India is the fastest growing economy in the country with the GDP growth of 7.6% in 2015-16. The GST is likely to result in increased GDP growth rate for the country with this implementation of GST. The National Council of Applied Economic Research in its final report submitted to the 13th Finance Commission estimated that the implementation of a comprehensive GST will result in a gain of 0.9 to 1.7% increase in the GDP. Not just that, the introduction of GST will also give a fillip to our ease of doing business. In fact, taken together with the fact that the Parliament passed the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 during the last session, we will be able to see significant impact on two important metrics of paying taxes and resolving insolvency. This will help us improve our ranking in the Ease of Doing Business report released by the World Bank. As per the report released in 2016, India ranks 157th on paying taxes and 136th on resolving insolvency. And the two initiatives of GST and the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code will help the country move closer to realizing the vision of being in the top 50 countries in the ranking as articulated by our Prime Minister. Today, when we talk about GST, one of the factors that is talked about is the possibility of increased inflation in the initial period, since untaxed goods and services would now be brought under the tax net. At this point, I would like to congratulate our government that they have fixed a 4% inflation target for the next 5 years under the monetary policy framework agreement with the RBI, since that ensures there will be enough safeguard against the increased inflation. This also comes at a time when we were discussing the price rise and inflation in the Lok Sabha, and is yet another example of how the government, Prime Minister Modi ji and Finance Minister Jaitley ji have a long-term vision when dealing with complex economic matters. Going further into the possible advantages, I wish to talk about the benefits arising out of lower transit times at state borders and checkpoints in the aftermath of the implementation of GST. In 2005, a World Bank report titled Road Transport Service Efficiency Study highlighted that the equipment utilization rate for Indian trucking fleet are a quarter to those of the developed countries, and attributed the low utilization rate to long delays at the checkpost en routes, among others. It goes on to the estimate that truck delays at checkpoints cost the economy anywhere between Indian rupees 9 to 23 billion a year in lost truck operating hours. The implementation of GST will lead to lower transit time and thereby generate higher truck utilization. It is also bound to give a fillip to the Make in India campaign launched by our government, since manufacturing will get a boost and also become more competitive. Today, manufacturers have to face a cascading burden of tax on tax, high logistic cost, and most of these issues will get addressed by the GST. GST will replace 17 indirect tax levies and compliance cost will fall. Introduction of GST will provide further thrust to the Indian manufacturers with the hassle-free supply of goods across the country and reduction in tax cascading effect, which may ultimately lead to lower cost of production. Moreover, there is increased protection from imports as GST provides for appropriate countervailing duty. With these points, I would like to once again congratulate all the parties in the country for their consensus in passing this extremely critical legislation and ushering in a new era of economic reforms. Our government has once again shown that we are fully committed to the development of India, and I thank Modi ji and Jaitley ji for their efforts, which will lead positive results for our economy in the near future. Thank you.